Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Uncle P with another episode of Uncle P's podcast. Guys, I am extremely shocked. I am extremely shocked. I thought this story right here was about this Ugandan woman who has been accepted by South Africans and has not been judged like Chidima was judged because their stories are different. She has proven that South Africans are not xenophobic because she is from a closer mother, Ugandan father, and the South African law, you get your citizenship through your mother, which is crazy because technically you are your father's seed. But like I keep saying, South Africa is living on apartheid laws, and these apartheid laws are the ones that are causing this confusion. But this story has taken a completely different turn. Now people are bringing comments like, Trevor Noah, Nama Simba. Leave, she meant leave, by the way. Leave this girl alone. If you don't accept her, you shouldn't accept Trevor Noah as well as our own. So how do we define Trevor Noah? And I realize that this comment is going on, whether it's on YouTube or on TikTok. Guys, the ignorance that you guys are portraying and the stupidity that you are showing and the lack of knowledge of understanding how beautiful the South African culture is shocking. First of all, without even taking this and dragging this, Trevor Noah has embraced his South Africanness in his full totality. He speaks his mother tongue. He is embracing his culture. When he went to America, when he became famous, he carried the South African flag with pride. Not once did he ever brag about having dual citizenship as a German or his father being a German. Instead, he actually put it as a joke, and that's how we got to know his father was German. He never went and said South Africans are xenophobic. Trevor Noah always spoke about himself as the South Africans. Colors are South Africans. Colors are not coming out of nonsense, desperation, Japaring syndrome. You see, what you don't understand, the difference between Trevor and her is that this mixed breed will always choose their native country over South Africa. You see, Trevor Noah is like an Afrikaner. Afrikaners have nowhere to go. There is no country that can identify them as their own. They are South Africans. And this is the one thing that foreigners can never grasp and understand about the beauty of what South Africa is. And this is the reason why you ask these stupid questions. If you lack understanding, that's up to you. But you don't lack understanding because you are stupid. You lack understanding because you refuse to understand, because you have no hope in your country. Now, a lot of you have come to this channel and accused me of wanting to cause division, promoting xenophobia and everything. No, I promote unity between Africans that respect each other, honor each other, and abide by the laws of each other's country. The problem with you guys who come to this channel and argue is you have no hope in your country. And South Africa is your only hope. But your problem with South Africa being your only hope is the disrespect that you continuously show South Africa, Zimbabweans.
We are not a country which has got only a professional middle class, like some of our neighbors who still have not carried out a land reform. I always highlight the fact that in South Africa, if a young executive is fired from his job, he loses his car, his child is thrown out of school, and his house is repossessed because they don't own those properties because they are on loans. In Zimbabwe, there are no loans.
You see the pride he has in what he's saying, but forgetting that his ignorance does not allow him to understand that this system of credit and loan is a system that allows the country to continue to function the way it's functioning. And the reason why our countries are dead nations is because we do not have this functioning system and everything is a cash system. America, Europe, Asia, everything is a credit system because this form of transaction allows the wheel to continue to spinning. So how can you disrespect a system that is working against a system that we are looking at your country that is clearly not working?
Everything which you see in Zimbabwe is owned, including cars on the road. They are all owned, they are bought cash. It It shares, and in Zimbabwe, everybody has got money in US dollars in his pocket. Do you know, I lived in America. America does not give Americans US dollars.
In Zimbabwe, everyone has money in US dollar in their pocket. The pride he has of a foreign currency when their own currency has zero value is shocking. So now, okay, so should we applaud the fact that every Zimbabwe can afford US dollar, as little as it is that they have in their pocket, over their own currency? Okay.
Its own citizens. They are not given US dollars by the American government. They work for them. So if you have got US dollars in your pockets in Zimbabwe, be proud you have worked for it. It's not a gift from the American government. Definitely not a gift from the Zimbabwe government, because we don't print US dollars. It's America's money. But it is.
Can you hear the ignorance in this man's voice and in this man's statements? Can you hear? You know, guys, this is why I say these countries have zero hope, because they've got leaders that speak this type of nonsense. And their people have to hear this. If you thought that was bad, Nigeria.
You complain about insecurity, right? You complain about unemployment, right? You complain about the fact that, oh, we are hungry, right? We say we want to protest, right? You say, oh, you don't have medical facilities, right? You say you don't have good schools and good teachers, right? You say minimum wage, right? It's rice.
Giants of rice, guys. Republic of rice. Jolofofos. Guys, at this stage, I think I don't mean to laugh, but honestly, this is the reality of these nations. And this is their own people stating it. And when people come here and say that I'm trying to cause division, what division am I causing? If I'm not helping Nigerians expose your nation that this is how your government is dealing with you. Every problem in your country, kidney failure, rice. Headache, rice. The world would never know this if it's not for a copy. Guys, the reality is this. South Africa is failing itself. And it's failing itself because it's prioritizing foreigners above its own people.
I am a foreigner. I used to be. I've been in South Africa for more than 10 years legally. I am naturalized. I am a South African citizen.
I am a foreigner. Used to be. I've been in South Africa for over 10 years. I'm naturalized. I'm a citizen. The combination of those words and those statements, it's just mind-blowing. But let's listen to this brother, because what he says, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my.
I have a South African ID. I can vote. I can do everything. Now here's the thing. I can get tenders because I am black. I'm African. You know what I love the most is that white South Africans who were born here in this country cannot have the same opportunities as I am in this country. They cannot get positions as I get them in this country because of the color of their skin. Because I am black, I'm naturalized, I became a South African, I have access to everything that other black South Africans have access to in South Africa.
So this gentleman is fully aware that South Africa offers him the opportunity even greater than white South Africans in their own country. Yet, at the same time, they disrespect South Africa. South Africa gives you the ability and opportunity to naturalize yourself, to become a citizen, to have the ability to vote, to get tenders. But yet, let's disrespect them because they are mumus. Just continue to listen.
That was an example of the chaotic nature of our laws and the use of the color of the skin to determine who's supposed to benefit or not in this country was just an example, not the reality. But make it make sense to me why we're disadvantaging white South Africans who were born here and favoring people that just came to South Africa 10 years ago. Make it make sense to me.
His question is, make it make sense how we are disadvantaging white South Africans who were born here and advantaging black foreigners who just came here 10 years ago. And you see, guys, this is what I keep saying. These people have no gratitude. Instead of coming here and showing gratitude to South Africa for the open doors and opportunities that they've given him as a former foreigner, instead, he chose to disrespect South Africa and say that you guys are ignorant, that you guys are naive, that you are choosing your brother. You see, they say you don't choose them. They say you're xenophobic, but yeah, that you are choosing them over your white South Africans. Guys, in reality, it's this. These nations, they have no hope. Even if the world comes to their aid, their leaders are too ignorant and too power hungry and too greedy to do anything. Because somebody please explain this to me.
So this is a national disgrace. So FIFA right now just posted the picture of the $1.2 million that were given to NFF to actually construct the stadium in Kebbi State. You take a look at this $1.2 million. This is what they could build with $1.2 million. This is a national disgrace. These people will not hold back in embarrassing.
Guys, corruption is everywhere. But if you look at the infrastructure of South Africa, that is not even a nation. That is a park stadium that we have here in SA. Evidence that these people will never leave. You see, the people who are fighting for their countries, they don't cause problems in people's countries. You have never heard of Ivory Coast ever causing problems in anybody's nation. You know why? Because they are busy fighting for their own.
We have some major developing news. Yesterday there was a presidential election in Cote d'Ivoire, and you won't believe what happened. The people in Cote d'Ivoire decided to boycott the elections. Most of the polling stations did not have people to vote, and the people rejected the re-election of their current president, Alassane Ouattara. They said that they do not want Alassane Ouattara to be their president. Alassane Ouattara is seeking another term after being in office for over 15 years. They are claiming that Alassane
is seeking another term after being in office for over 15 years. We did a video where the Zimbabwean president is doing the same thing. Even the Angolan president is doing the same thing. Countries who are fighting for their nations are standing against their government in their country. They are not in other people's countries fighting them for their own rights in other people's countries. Guys, the truth will remain the truth. Trevor Noah is South African. Baby girl here is Ugandan. South Africa is not just by citizenship, by mother, but it's by blood, it's by culture, it's by behavior, it's by personality. There is no way I would ever come on my channel and disrespect my country. I will say that they are doing wrong, that my government are corrupted and all this, but I will never speak negatively of my country just because I live in South Africa, just because I may be South African citizen, just because. Never. I am an Angolan and a proud Angolan. And more importantly, I am a proud African. And the African in me allows me to enter into somebody's country, follow their laws, respect them, abide by their rules, and integrate myself into their society, which many of you are failing. That's why you are in these comments, in these videos, fighting and disrespecting South Africans. Like I always say, if you love the truth, this is the channel you need to subscribe to. I'm your boy Uncle P, and I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.